Hello students, good morning. Once again I welcome you in class 6. Now as we all know that the term 1 syllabus is going on and this is in our syllabus first poem, but according to our syllabus it is the third poem, right? The poem name is Lucy, which is written by William Wordsworth. Now basically William Wordsworth is belong from Romantic age. Now, Romantic age means what? That we all know that there is a history. Right? Same. There is a history in English literature also. And apart from the previous, suppose Restoration age, the age of Elizabeth, and they were wrote only plays. But in this age, they started writing a poem. They started writing a poem on nature, love. Right, and first poet, that is William Wordsworth, who wrote the poem on love. Love towards the nature, love towards the beauty, love towards the natural elements, right? And apart from, he wrote the different kinds of the romantic poem. That's why he known as the father of romanticism. Then the poem is Lucy. Now, in this poem, the poet, it is a very short poem, but the poet present his love and affection towards that lady, whose name is Lucy. Then she lived alone, but no one noticed in that village that she was living here. But when she died, right, that time the poet lived in a lots of grief. Grief means very sadness. He was too much sad because he has a lots of affection towards that lady. Before I will start the poem, I will give you the objectives of the poem. The first objective to infer the story in the poem. Now what is the story in this poem? You have to learn from this chapter. Then to appreciate the speaker's emotions. Now it is a very basic and very perfect, very most important thing, that poet's emotions. The poet presenting his emotion in this poem. Then to identify the theme of the poem. Now which is the theme of the poem you have to identify. I told you that love and affection, that is the basic and main theme of this poem. To recognize the poet's eyes for beauty. Because in this poem he used lots of figures of speech and he used the simile, metaphor. These two figures of speech the poet used in this poem. Second thing is what? That he compares the eyes with the natural elements. It means an object, he compares two objects. One is living object while second one is natural objects. He compares here the girl's eyes, it means Lucy's eyes, with star. And beauty is the very simple thing. He saw beauty in the eyes, but it is very simple thing, and that's why he identified. And he gave the beauty is a joy forever. He gives this statement also. Kid says that beauty is a joy forever. Right? If the beauty is there, you can write lots of things. Your emotions should be come outside from your heart. And he gave the definition of the poetry. He gave the definition of the poet that the poetry is a spontaneous, overflow, powerful feelings. Right? We saw that we always say is the writer's mind is always living in madness. But not it. It is a spontaneous. Spontaneous, it means it comes outside by when his heart is full of feelings. It's known as spontaneous overflow of feelings. And then after the writer wrote the different kinds of the poem. Now in this poem it talks about a beautiful woman who lived alone in the countryside, surrounded by the beauty of the nature, but he remained unnoticed by the rest of the world. I told you that. What is in this poem? That there is a one girl, right? Who is the poet talking about? So he was talking about a particular woman whose name is Lucy. Is it just about any woman? No, not any woman. He is talking about a particular woman whose name is Lucy. Then who is Lucy? So she was living outside of the village. She was living remote area or outside of the village where the people visited rarely. and caught the attention of the poem. In this poem, Lucy is a poet's attention, that he caught in the attention of the poem. And the poem ends with the feelings of pain and loss that the poet experienced when she died. She was died at least, and he feel lots of grief, he feel lots of pain and sad in his heart. So why did the poet write such a beautiful poem about her? Why did the poet write this poem only for that girl? There are lots of girls in that in village, but why did he not write about her? So the answer is that what? That the poet cared for her and he was unable to forget her. When the poet saw first time, he was unable to forget her, and that's why the poet wrote the poem about only and only Lucy. Here the first stanza, she dwelt among the untrodden ways beside the springs of Dove. See, first two lines very symbolic. Dwelt means live, and untrodden a remote place. I told you that this is the place. We all know that in villages, some area, the people are not visiting in that area. It is a very remote area. Very rarely people visited that area. So here says that there is a one girl who lived in a remote place beside the springs of Dove. Now springs of Dove means what? A remote place, and springs of Dove, that river Dove. There is area where the people is not visiting every time. Rest of very few times the people visited there. And beside there is a river, right? And in the river there are the doves also living. So this area is look like remote area, right? So she lived in that place, a maid whom there were none to praise and very few to love. See this thing, right? A maid. Maid means what? A young unmarried girl whose name means young unmarried girl. She lived in that area and said what? And very few to love. He was praised, he was admired about her love, and that's why the poet used this line. So here says that why has the poet referred the Lucy in the past tense? Why did the poet wrote this poem in past tense? So he says that it indicates that she is no more nowadays. The poet referred the poet into the past tense because at present she has no more. She was died, and that's why the poet used this line. And what is the tone of the poem? What is the tone of the poem? The tone of the poem is very sad. He was very sad, very grief in his heart. So we can say that it is a tone of sadness. Then what is the poet talking about in the first stanza? So the poet talking about in the first stanza what? That the first stanza talks about a woman whom nobody noticed and who lives by the riverside all by herself. Nobody noticed that there was one girl who lives in this area. There is one girl who lives in this area, right? But she lived where? She lives where? So she lives beside the riverside, and she has no admirer and suitor around her. She has no admirer. No admirer, no one has to praise her, and no one suitor for him. So he is for her. So that's why the poet introduced here. She lived very remote area beside the riverside, and she has no admirer. She has no praise that someone is praise me, someone is love me. Right? She lives alone in that place. And the next question: what has the poet done by the writing a poet about her? So the poet has what has the poet done? So he made, right, through this beautiful poem, Wordsworth has made her immortal. Immortal, I told you that mortal means a person who dies, a things who destroy, and immortal, a things who never destroy. It's known as a immortal. Now love never destroyed. It is a natural thing. It's flowing and continuously flowing, right? So through this poem, the Wordsworth made her immortal. Now in second stanza, a violet by a Moses stone, half hidden from the eye, fair as a star when only one in the shining in the sky. See this thing. A violet by a mauve tone, right? Her eyes is her eyes color is what? Violet color. And mauve tone, half hidden from her eye. In her heart, she has a lots of grief, right? He has a lots of problem. Her eyes, the poet see very half the poet. It means the poet saw her eyes very half. But in her eyes there are lots of grief, lots of pain, right? Fair as a star. Her eyes, here the poet compares her eyes with the star when only one in the shining in the sky. Right? We all know that. Now, fair as a star when only one in shining in the sky. Now here the star, it means what? Which is the star who's shining into the sky? It means Venus. We all know that Venus is a goddess of love. Right? Venus is a goddess of love. And the poet compares her eyes with the goddess of love. It means Venus. And here the poet used in this line, there are two figures of speech. First line, a fair as a star, it means he compares this line with whom? It means star, right? It is a simile, and when only one is shining in the sky, it is a metaphor, right? It is a metaphor, and even he says that a violet by a mauve stone half hidden from the eye. Now in this line also the poet used metaphor. And so here the question, why is the poet talking about a violet and star in the second stanza? So the poet says why. So he says that in the second stanza the poet compares her to a flower, a violet that remains hidden, right? There is a one flower which is color violet and remains hidden. It will always remain hidden by a mauve stone. So here the poet compares that her flower, right? Metaphor, that some flowers who grown which is in color purple, but he half hidden into the stone. And then to a tiny stars that stands out when alone in the vast expanse of the sky, right? So here says what? It was violet color. He says that metaphors and simile as a delicate as a flower and as a shining star. So why did poet says that? We know that some one flower which is in color violet in color, right? He half hidden. It's not grown outside of, half into the stone and half outside. And that's why the poet says that mauve stone, it means stone. It's covered by the stone. And that's why poet compares that her heart also covered by what? Full of feelings, griefs. She has a no admire that someone loves me. And that's why the poet used this line, right? Her eyes is a violet, means a violet, mauve stone, and even her eyes, the poet compares with the Venus, right? Because we all know that only the Venus, right? At the morning till late night, early evening to till early morning, it was only and only into the sky, and it is the very brightest star or brightest planet in the universe. The third say, she lived unknown and few could know when Lucy ceased to be. First time the poet used the line, first time the poet used her name, Lucy. Ceased to be, it means died. Ceased to be means what? Died. But she is in her grave, and oh, the difference to me. See this thing. She lived unknown. She lived unknown means she is alone. Right? No one knows that she lived in our village. And very few people could know when Lucy died. Right? Ceased to be, it means died. Not the whole village know that Lucy were died. Only and only few people know that she died. But when she died, right? But she is in her grave, and oh, the difference to me. So here says that what is the tone of the third stanza? So what is the tone? Because she died, and poet has an affection towards that lady, right? So what is the tone? She has no more in this world, and that's why he was very in grief, very in sad mood. So the tone of the poem is sad, and the difference to me. Here there is a long difference between the common people and towards me. In that village, people did not know that she lived here. But very few people know, and among them few people, I also know that she lived here. And what does the poet mean by the last two lines? What is the meaning of the last two lines? So the last two lines says that he is unable to cope with the distance her death and his life have drawn. He cannot believe that she died. He cannot. Who is he in this line? The poet. Poet did not know. Poet cannot believe that she has died. She is believed that she is still alive. But actually she died. And he could not cope up with that thing. And whatever her feelings, whatever her love, right, towards her, it was drawn into the pain. So students, this is the poem, very little poem, very few lines, 12 lines this poem. But in this poem, the poet used lots of elements for her, it is for Lady Lucy. And she introduced in this poem, for 12 lines, she gave her beauty. She introduced her beauty in this line. So students, here I complete my poem. Thank you.